The first combat reserve unit from Huntsville mobilized for active duty. Their equipment already on the way. The Marines and Huntsville's Battery K 4th Battalion are very close behind. Young Marines getting outfitted for war. It is a young group that makes up the Huntsville unit of the 4th Battalion, but these Marines will join other artillery units to push the Iraqi army out of Kuwait. No interviews for reporters today, strictly focused, getting checked, getting prepared.
You're talking sleeping bags, gas masks, canteens, flak jacket.
Okay, Fox, next door.
Other Marines signing documents today for direct deposit or power of attorney, making sure insurance papers are in order. Their commander did speak to us. Major Jack Gilbert says support back home is what the U.S. soldier wants but doesn't need. His men are trained to be ready.
Though we're Marines, it's part of my job and the other leaders in our unit is to keep our Marines motivated. And again, the community is male. Anything you can do for us, male would be the most important thing in letting the Marines know that, you know, they're still cared about.
Thursday is the day this unit reports to active duty, the day Marines can say goodbye to families and hit the sand.
They're going to be doing some chemical warfare training and things like that.
You talking about a matter of days?
Probably.
Now, there are Vietnam veterans and seasoned instructors in this Marine unit. Most of these Marines, however, are 25 years old or younger. And still, other Huntsville families.
In Huntsville, each man made a last check of their gear. The group must report to Camp Pendleton, California by Thursday night. They sign wills and leave civilian jobs to operate 155mm self-propelled guns for at least 6 months. While doctors check their health, commanders asked the community to care for families left behind.
Movie groups, free movies, things like any way to support the community can support the families that we're leaving behind, because they're the ones, they're going to be suffering and they're going to feel left out.
Their ages range from 19 to 47. Most are under 25. They expect to be in
reserves today. The Marines are packing up to leave for chemical warfare training at Camp Pendleton, California on Thursday. The 100 member
we were ready in the first day. The last 2 days have been some classes and, of course, goodbyes, but we're ready to go.
These combat-ready Marines are engineers, data processing specialists in real life. 3/4 of them, 25 or younger. Family for many of these men are young girlfriends, wives, young children, and parents.
I wish we could get it resolved. I wish we could make peace.
We could. We did bring pizza in, though. A lot of friends came over and everything. So it was a good time for the boys. You know, they're a little nervous. They're worried about it just as we're worried about it, too.
For about 2 weeks in California, the Marines will practice with 155mm self-propelled guns. Then on to Saudi Arabia. Sarah Haybarker counts the days until her dad returns.
Oh, about 6 months to a year.
Is that hard for you?
Yes, I really love him.
Do you miss him already?
Standing here for you motivated, son.
You know I'm motivated, gun.
With the announcement this morning that Saddam Hussein says he'll release all foreign hostages, these Marines hope they'll be home with their families sooner than expected.
I don't particularly have any respect for the man, and I don't believe anything he says until I see it actually fulfilled.
In the meantime, Melanie Hooker learned
and we'll join up
husband Tim.
Friends and family members of some Huntsville Marine reservists. The Marines of Battery K won't be coming home for dinner tonight. They shipped out today as part of Operation Desert Shield. The 100-member artillery unit went through some tearful goodbyes as they packed up to leave their headquarters on South Parkway. Members say it's hard leaving family at any time, but especially with Christmas less than 3 weeks away.
That's the sad part, and you hate to be away from your family. But on the other hand, right now, of course, the nation needs its reserves, and they've called upon the reserves, and I believe that the reserves are ready to respond and do anything they're called upon to do.
The soldiers will go through chemical warfare training at Camp Pendleton, California, and wait on orders for possible deployment to Saudi Arabia. And there are other Tennessee Valley families who...
Troops from Huntsville left on their way to the Persian Gulf. As Joe Vallely reports, it was a tearful departure for the 4th Battalion.
Get inside. Let's go, get inside formation. And more! Ready! Up! 3, 4!
The crisis in the Persian Gulf has gotten the attention of Marine Reserves here in Huntsville. Called to active duty this morning, their families looking on.
Nagy. It took us less time than what we had originally planned on to be ready. We were ready in the first day. The last 2 days have been some classes and, of course, goodbyes, but we're ready to go.
These combat-ready Marines are engineers, data processing specialists in real life. 3/4 of them, 25 or younger. Family for many of these men are young girlfriends, wives, young children, and parents.
I wish we could get it resolved. I wish we could make peace. A lot of separation.
Hussein says this morning he'll let the hostages go. Is that a good sign?
I think so. I think if he does, then maybe we can make peace. He feels that he doesn't have the support that he thought he had.
Those who've seen war before worry. Even if hostages are to be freed, Marines are on the way, leaving old and young at home. Joe Vallely, News Center 19, Huntsville.
The Marines will train at Camp Pendleton for an unspecified time. Orders for Middle East duty could come at any time.
More and more reservists are going on report. Tonight we see firsthand that life on a Marine base is far different than a day at the beach.
This is pretty much what Southern California is all about. Sun and surf. And interestingly enough, Camp Pendleton sits on some of the most beautiful beaches in Southern California. Chances are, though, our Marines from Huntsville won't get a chance to take in this beautiful atmosphere. They've got other things to do. For some reason, even the toughest people wince at needles. Marines are no exception. Shots are a must for deployment. There's just no way out of it.
I'm hurting all over in the shots. There's too many of them.
There's a total of 6, and because they're Marines, they get them all in one session. Injections include serums against flu, tetanus, typhoid, hepatitis, and polio.
You get a hungry Marine, you get a mad Marine.
That's why chow's important. Rules prohibit civilians from eating with Marines, so you'll have to take their word on the food.
It's improved a whole lot over the years. They've got the civilians working in chow halls now and everything. You can't beat the chow. I mean, now you can. It's a lot better.
It's a lot better than what we get when we're in the field. No problem at all. You'll see a lot of full plates while we're in the chow hall.
With full bellies and sore needle punctures, it's still back to work, unpacking all the gear the Marines brought from Huntsville. Most of these crates contain equipment to service the unit's huge howitzer guns. Note the new paint job. This might represent the California lifestyle. But this is military lifestyle. Not as pretty and much more austere.
It definitely is. It's whole like a new ball game. So I hadn't been on this base since 1969. And it's something else.
These barracks lack the creature comforts of home, but where these Marines are going, there are no comforts at all. Drew Hadwell, WAFF 48 News.
We'd like to thank Eastern Airlines for flying our crew back home from Camp Pendleton this weekend. Drew's special reports continue tomorrow night on our news at 5:30 and again at 10.